So one of the most important things in catfish farming is feeding, because it makes up 70 to 80% of the total cost of each production cycle. So it is important for you to get it right so that you don't throw away money. All right, so there are 4 things that are very important that you should take notes. These things matter the most when it comes to feeding your catfish the right way for optimized profit. The first one is what kind of feed is best for your catfish growth. The second one is how often should you feed for the best result. Third one is how much feed should your fish consume at each stage. The fourth and the last one is when to switch the feed size for the best result. I'll be making videos for each of these points. The videos will be in parts. This first part will be for the first one. I'll be discussing the first item, which is what kind of feed is best for optimized results. Remember to watch this video to the end so that you can fully understand the points that I'm trying to make. Okay, so let's get into the video.
Hi everyone, today I'll be discussing everything you need to know about catfish feeding. So I often hear people, debate about what feed to feed your catfish, what feed is best, what brand you should go with. But there are a few things you need to understand, right, about catfish feeding. You need to take note of the growth stage, where the stage they are, and then you need to understand your farming system. What system are you using on the farm? This will affect, or this can influence, what kind of feeding you should be going for. But generally, you should target feeds that have great nutritional value, so that you are able to maximize or optimize your profit, which is all we are looking at when it comes to catfish farming. We cannot overemphasize the importance of feeding with good feed. If you make feeds by yourself, then it is very important for you to use, quality products, quality materials. Don't settle. There is no need wasting your time going into catfish feed production if you're not going to give the fish what it needs. There is no point. You're wasting your time. And we all know that good things are not cheap. There is nothing you're going to get that is good that you expect it to be cheap. It is not going to be cheap. So both the people who are manufacturing feeds by themselves, they will tell you that it is expensive to buy the materials to make good feeds, nutritious, or yes, feeds with nutrients. Okay, so forget about it. If you're trying to cut corners, forget about this video if all you're trying to do is to look for cheaper options or to cut corners, because there is no cutting of corners when it comes to catfish farming. You have to give the fish what it needs in order for it to yield the results that can compensate for your time. Imagine putting in 6-8 months, of your time and resources, and at the end of the day, because you cut corners, your results are not even showing that you've put in this effort, only because you settled for feed. So please try to understand, the importance of this feed, so that you are able to budget well before starting a cycle. Okay, budget well, budget the money you need, plan it out. This is how much I'm going to need for this cycle. Put the money down somewhere that is accessible, so that you don't, you're not mising, you're not scratching your body to buy feed for your fishes. Because once you start the cycle, there is your fish is not, your catfish is not going to hear whether there was an emergency and then something came up and you could not feed them for months, or you could not give them the feed that they want. They're going to start losing weight. Even if you fed them to a certain level, they're going to start losing weight. So please, it's important for us to understand the importance of giving quality feed. If you know me, you know that I am not a farmer who is trying to cut corners. I'm not a farmer who is trying to, who wants the easy way out, because the easy way out is can lead to destruction. So we are, if you are in business, be serious about it. It is not a game of chance. It is not a game of luck. Okay, it is your effort, it is your input. So if you're in it for business, then you should plan yourself well so that you can give in the best you can, and trust me, you will see results. Okay, catfish farming is very profitable. You can make money from it. You can become a billionaire or a millionaire from it, but you need that money to put in so that you can get money out. It is not a business that you can go in with, you know, nothing. From you, they will tell you that, oh, go make billions naira, make 1 million naira in 6 months, or make the profit of 10 million naira in 6 months, and you are coming with what, 200,000 naira. What are you going to do with 200,000 naira? Okay, so yes, please make sure you are fully ready. Make sure you have funds. Okay, put somewhere that you can easily take from and buy feed, or if possible, buy all the feed that you need. If you think, if you're keeping the money with you uh is not safe, you could spend it or you could use it for other things. Buy all your feed and put it somewhere, store it. Buy all the things you need, the feeds you need for the 6, 8 months or 10 months of your production cycle, and put it somewhere so that you know that this feed is on ground. And then everything you, the remaining stuff are things that you can handle, water and, you know, labor and all that. Okay, catfish feeding depends on the stage, the growth stage of your catfish. So for um freshly hatched catfish, they still dey
You
alive
can
to a
use
stage
feeds
of
that have
maturity.
very, very high crude protein level, a minimum of 56%. Okay, this kind of feed will help them form well. It also has calcium that will help them form bones and other
Just
minerals.
as in children, the food you give a 2 month old child is not the same food you give a 10 year old child. And it's not even about the quantity here. You cannot give a bowl of eba to a 2 month old and expect that child to grow well. Why? Because at that level, the child is not able to fully digest or make use of the carbohydrate that is in that eba. The child system has not developed to that stage yet.
The next stage is for those who are into grow out. So when you get your seeds from the hatchers, you have to start with the 2 feed, which has a lesser crude protein percentage compared to the other feeds that the hatcher has been using. Okay, so it is important for you to use a brand that you can trust, because not all brands are the same. The local manufacturers don't have a name to protect. Okay, so when you use a brand you can trust and a brand that has a name to protect, then you are sure that whatever is written on the feedback is actually is in the contents of the bag, is not just bamboozle. Okay, so the 2 feed is should have a crude protein percentage of 45, so 45% crude protein. And these grow out feeds, right, also have nutrients like crude fat, crude fiber for easier digestion, sodium and the rest. So the problem with local processors of feed is that they skip these little nutrients as if they are not important, but they are very important, although in minute quantity. It's not required in a lot, it doesn't have to be plenty, it's just minute, but they are very, very important to the development and the health of the catfish. Okay, so after you are done with the 2 feed, you move to the 4 feed, which should have a minimum of 42% crude protein. You use this for a while, and then you go to the 6 feed, which should have a minimum of 40% crude protein. Please check the write-up on the bag of the feed to be sure what you're buying. Okay, so last but not the least is the finisher feed. Please always use the finisher feed. There's a reason why it is called the finisher feed. It is good for weight gain just before you sell your fishes.
This is the alpha feed. It is 25 kg of slow sinking feed. So it's not so heavy that it sinks immediately. It is slow sinking feed, 25 kg. Currently goes for 31,000 naira. And this is the popular blue crown. This is 9 mm. Sorry, this one is 8 mm. This one is 9 mm floating feet. This goes for 24,700 naira. So you can see that these two just went into this pond, or this one is also going into this pond. This is just one pond, and you're already spending what, 55,000 naira, or just a little above 55,000 naira in a day for one pond, fishes of 1,000 pieces. Okay, so when I say budget yourself at the beginning of every cycle, this is what I'm talking about. Catfish is very, very capital intensive. You have to put in money. You have to put in money. It is expensive. Please don't go into catfish saying, oh, I'm expecting money from this place. I'm expecting money. Make sure your money is already on ground before you even start. And make sure it's accessible. That money is liquid and is accessible. You can always take it out, or preferably just buy all the feed you need and put it, you know, in a store, so that whenever you need it, you just go and because your catfish is not going to hear story. Oh, anytime you spend not skipping feed, quality feed for them, you're losing money. You're losing money. You could have fed them to say 200 grams, and then you stopped feeding them for like say 2-3 weeks, or you stop giving them to their quantity, you reduce the quantity that they are supposed to consume. These fish now are consuming this is 25 kg, this is 40 kg of feed. Okay, this pond is consuming 40 kg of feed right now. Imagine I just bought 25 kg and pour. It means that they are not eating to their satisfaction, and so they cannot grow. And the ones that are already grown will start losing weight because you've dropped. You are managing feed. You're giving them less of what they should be eating to gain weight. Okay, because they use energy in the water already. So if you're not giving them more than they need, or more than they are expending, then they are going to lose weight. All right, so I hope this explains everything. So that's it on catfish feeding. If you have any questions, don't forget to send me a DM on Instagram at Nigeria Farmer Girl. Also, you can leave your comments under this video and I will reply you. See you in another video. Bye.